But why? Well, we start off with a man with an unlucky day who is going outside to take away his trash but missed the bus. Then came along his neighbor, Ayane, teases him not to pile up trash in his room. The unluckiness then continues with the man in the evening forgot his apartment key and probably his landlord was already asleep by now. Cold with no rooms to enter to, came along good neighbor Ayane that helped the poor man by letting him stay at her place. Also, if you're wondering why I'm calling this MC a man rather than his name, well, in the manga there is no mention of his name though. Inside, both chit-chatting to pass some time. Well, it's Ayane mostly that tells more about her own to him, that she's a writer. And because of that, she's always in the apartment working alone. And when you're while listening to Ayane's story, the man is completely bothered with one thing. The room is so hot. Usually, Ayane turns off the AC at night because it's already cold in her room. But now, there are two people in her room. Ayane then take off her jacket and they do what most couples normally would do. Making pasta, baby! Oh, mamma mia! Tomorrow has come. Morning has shone to their rooms and then they parted their ways. Oh wait, that's the man's name. His name is Keigo. It's chapter 2 and it starts off by doing what a couple normally would do. Arguing each other. Of course, they hate each other. After the arguing is done, Keigo said to Ayane that he will be on a business trip for about 3 days. On the next day, in the morning, Keigo waited for the train and then got a phone call from Ayane that wished to say him good luck and take care. But then his coworkers tease him. Is that your girlfriend? At night, Ayane sent a photo of her balloons to overwork and tired Keigo. And Keigo got flustered being teased like this. Tomorrow, also, Ayane sent a photo of her balloons again. This happens on and on, again and again, which made Keigo pissed. Tired after a long business trip, Keigo then goes straight to the apartment and then being surprised by Ayane inside his own room. And Ayane is saying, Keigo-san, お風呂にする? ご飯にする? それでも watashi? They do what a couple normally would do. Sleep! Of course, after a tired and frustrating business trip, they sleep. And then, they lived happily ever after. Overall, 307,489. I give it vanilla out of 10. Very vanilla. I really like this girl in 441123. Or Petunia. She makes me down so bad. Why? Well, it starts off with a lonely, depressed, middle-aged man on the playground, feeding the birds and talking to them about his sad story. He accidentally spilled his proposal. Then his coworker copy-pasting it, and that same coworker then got promoted. He immediately ran out of the company. Then suddenly there, a drunk girl named Shino appears and offers to cheer him up. He starts telling his sad story and feels kinda envy of Shino because she's so young and she didn't care. After hearing the man's story, Shino then decided she wants to be his girlfriend for a day, brighten his mood. They started playing crane machine. The man played and Shino gave him the direction, and at some times, of course, she teased him. After they won the prize, they started to sing in karaoke, watch films in the theater, and eat crepes together. The man starts to feel a teeny little bit of happiness because of Shino. They both really enjoyed today's date. But then, Shino said the day isn't over yet. She started to taking him to the hotel. Then, they start playing together like a little kid. Not like an adult would do, but like a little kid playing Legos. The man finds a place to sleep, but Shino also doesn't have a place to sleep. She starts begging him to stay at his place. And at the end, Shino still acts like a little girl. Meanwhile, the man now has a new girlfriend. Overall, for 441123 or Petunia, I give it, I wish I have this girl out of 10. 298547 or the quintessential quintuplets half seduction is a parody from the quintessential quintuplets. In In the original, as we know, the ending reveals that Futaro marries Yotsuba, the fourth sister. But Half Seduction is far better because it starts with Nino, the third sister, failing at decorating a cake, and the manager asks, "Are you not feeling well today?" Then the manager told her to go home early and told Futaro to take his motorbike to accompany her. After that, Futaro turned on the motorbike and accidentally splashed water to Nino. Because of this, Nino wants to go to the hotel to take a shower. But Futaro chooses the cheapest hotel, and that hotel is a love hotel. At the room, Nino starts complaining about the hotel and also starts teasing Futaro. After taking a shower, Futaro said, "Give me your clothes, I'll take them to the laundry." But Nino doesn't want Futaro to leave her early. Suddenly, Nino broke the fourth wall by saying, "I'm saying the plot isn't right. We are supposed to have..." Futaro immediately rejects it, and that causes Nino to be angry with him. Out of nowhere, Futaro tells the truth that he actually shakes his banana while Nino taking a shower. After that, they start arguing. But then, Nino takes the first move, kissing Futaro passionately. Things led to another, and then they are actually having... Hours later, after all the clappings, Futaro fell asleep and Nino sat in front of the mirror. She starts changing her ribbon style while talking to herself. The ribbon style changes to similar to the Yotsuba's ribbon. So, the plot twist is Yotsuba pretending to be Nino? Is Yotsuba winning again? Well, it turns out Nino just wanted to see how it looks if she using the Yotsuba ribbon style. Then they do a second round of... Overall, for 298547, or the quintessential quintuplet, Half Seduction, I will give it tsundere out of 10. 448325, or Ikusa Otometo Ikusa Goto's story starts with a world that is ruled by a bunch of warriors or guild. In this era, there's a guild composed solely of beautiful women named the Valkyries. Two rich men in a castle talking about business while drinking wine. One of them left and then suddenly got ambushed. It's revealed that is an assassin named Nagi from the Valkyries, and the other man gets scared. He must answer her question or he'll be a dead man. Diamond, the enemy, got informed the trader's route from the kingdom was destroyed. He's pissed and said the soldier to find her. Then suddenly Nagi attacks Diamond, but does not damage him. Diamond got so entertained and let Nagi attack him again. After numerous times, Nagi still failed and got pinned down by Diamond. Well, after that, most of you know what's gonna happen. Yeah, they brawl without clothes for a whopping 81 pages. But at the end, Nagi won the fight. How? Well, apparently Diamond got poisoned by drinking lots of her fluid. Overall, for 448325, or Ikusa Otometo Ikusa Goto, I give it fucking action, mate, out of 10. 33445, or Pure Love. The story starts off with a couple doing yoga together. After that, the girl starts telling a story about her work, and Yuki, the boy, doesn't really care at all. Yuki is busy playing games and ignores the girl. Not be paid by any attention, the girl starts hurting herself. Then Yuki said, don't do it, it's dirty. The girl is supposed to work today, but she doesn't want to go because if she leaves, Yuki will cheat on her. Yuki says he won't cheat on her. And she replies, "If you cheat on me, I will kill you." At night, Yuki eats together with his senpai, and his senpai is a girl. They talk about Yuki's relationship, his toxic relationship. His senpai asks him if Yuki's girlfriend will really kill him, and Yuki takes that as a joke. Yuki then goes to the restroom, then came back to his senpai, chatting with his girlfriend. Oh boy, this is just half part of the story and I have a bad feeling about Yuki, and it really happened. After the dinner, Yuki cheated on his girlfriend with his senpai. Yuki's girlfriend, called Yuki numerous times and got rejected numerous times. At Yuki's home, he's having yoga with his senpai, and suddenly a doorbell rang. Yuki opened the door, but no one was there. Yuki then hears some broken glass. He turns around and sees Yuka covered in blood. In Yuki's senpai's blood, Yuki's senpai is killed, and Yuka wants to do yoga with Yuki covered in blood. The next morning on the TV news, 3 bodies were found on an apartment in Tokyo. Overall, for 33445 or pure love, I give it yandere. Out of 10. 425294 or Gyaru in my room story starts with a high school Gyaru, Ami-chan. Ami-chan often stops by from school to go to the convenience store. She wants to make contribution sales. It turns out she always buys book because the bookstore she usually visits closes down. Then the cashiers ask, why don't you buy them digitally? Well, it is because paperback is one of her obsessions. And also because of that, Ami-chan's room is always messy. After that encounter, then Ami-chan goes back to home. Little that the cashier knows, Ami-chan hadn't gone home. Upon seeing Ami-chan in front of the bench outside of the convenience store, he was shocked, totally shocked. She is too focused on reading until it is already midnight. Ami-chan then asks to stay over his place and the cashier accepts it. In a room, the cashier feels something weird. He tells Ami-chan, you know right that you're alone in a guy's room? But then, Ami-chan starts teasing him and saying, so, do you feel me? And then they start making babies, as always. Overall, for 425294 or Gyaru in my room, I give it Gyaru out of 10. 507681 or Until It Becomes Love starts with our main character named Akashi. In a cafe with his senpai, they talk about an app that lets you do dating with older women, aka Onesang. If there is sugar daddy, and this is what we call a sugar sister. At first, Akashi seems a bit worried and not confident about his senpai's suggestions. But then his senpai insists and forces Akashi to sign in to try dating a rich Onesa. Long story short, later that day, Akashi meets up with his date. His date is a woman, older woman named Arisha. Akashi is always nervous around her. Well, because probably it is her first time. And apparently, it is also Arisha's first time. Then they move straight to holding hands together, like couples do. Next thing they do, they start having lunch together. But weirdly, Arisa do not eat. Rather, she enjoys seeing Akashi eat. She even starts teasing Akashi that he looks like a dog. So obedient and playful and nervously active. Akashi that noticed Arisa's face during the beginning of their meetups starts to cheer her up by going to a cat cafe. In this date, Akashi always admires Arisa's personality and of course, Arisa's body. And at night, after the date is over, Arisa didn't want to part ways with Akashi, so she requested an extend of their date. So, they bought beers and drinking in a hotel. That's a good combo. Yes, that's a good combo. And because of that, Arisa makes the first move. And as always, they make baby in the end and become a lovely couple. Overall, for 507681 or Until It Becomes Love, I give it Onesan out of 10. And also click here if you like the Gyaru. Gyaru, cho kawaii. Asabitai, kawaii kogai. Gyaru, cho namusuki. Shock your beauty and booty booty.